halfback, number 23, Mike Bramlett. At fullback, number 33, Mike Fletcher. At the other halfback, number 40, Garrett Janello. At the center, number 51, John Straub. At a guard, number 63, Gabe Walker. The other guard, number 65, Nathan Hanlon. At a tackle, number 77, Joe House. The other tackle, number 78, Keith Littlefair. At one end, number 87, Chris Mariano. At the other end, number 90, Steve Gilbert. CZR is coached by John Kretz.
Eagle home opener underway here on this beautiful September 2nd evening here at Bose Adams Field.
A word about Jeremy Walters also last year. He's used to playing the end position, and instead of playing end tonight, he looks like he's going to be kicking, which he did a little bit of last year, and going to be playing the fullback position. Well, here he goes. He lines up. They blow the whistle, and we're ready to play a football game. The pigskin's up in the air, goes and bounces once, and it's recovered on the other end by
Garrett Janello, who brings the ball out past the 36-yard line. Ball spotted about the 38-yard line. Janello was the leading rusher for Christopher last week. We had a grand total of 120 yards on 10 carries, Chris, so they're going to have to contain him to win this ball game tonight.
All righty, it looks like the Eagles are going to see what kind of defense they can have. Right now, they marched their way up to about the 37-yard line. We're going to see what the Eldorado Eagle defense can do. Try to stop these Bearcats right in their tracks. The CZR team is wearing orange, blue, and white, while Eldorado, of course, in their purple and gold. And it's the handoff, and it runs right up to number 36, I do believe, Jeremy Park. So Jeremy Park, I believe, was the carrier. So Jeremy Park, number 36, fullback. 5 to go. It's 2nd and 5.
Christopher has some returning starters. Danny Monty at the quarterback. He's a senior this year, quarterbacked the squad last year as the Bearcats are in a wishbone, and it's going to be illegal.
Heard them last week. They were almost over the edge there on that tough Johnson City squad. But here comes CZR, and we're going to see what happens. Going up to the line will be John Straub, the center. He's a senior, 5'9", 158 pounds. And here comes Monty. He goes up, and he takes a fake right, and he's going to take it himself, and only gains about 2 yards. So Monty not being able to pick up much yardage. Is that
Jimmy
tough?
McCarty there.
Jimmy McCarty.
McCarty there on the initial hit. A nice job there by McCarty as he popped up. Clore also coming in and helping out.
Danny Monty tried to run the option right there and did not fool the little Jimmy McCarty as he came up from the defensive backfield and just wrapped him up and stopped him after about a 3-yard gain. So good job there by Jimmy McCarty as we have now 10:20 left here in the first quarter as Danny Monty marches his Bearcats up to the line of scrimmage as on the wishbone backfield as they face now 3rd and 7 as the ball is placed on the 41-yard line. Monty rolls left, drops back to pass. He has Gilbert wide open in the middle for a first down. Fumble on the play, but they called that his knee was down. He was down by contact, and that's going to give the Bearcats a first down as number 23 there for the Eagles. Sean Stanley was there to make the stop on big Sean Gilbert.
So nice job there by Sean Stanley coming up and stopping them. However, once again, that pass is hurting the Eldorado Eagles tonight here early on, as it will be 1st and 10, and they are on the 49-yard line.
Chris Gilbert is a 6'4", 170-pound senior, so a very big tight end there for the Bearcats as Monty turns and gives it to number 23, Mike Bramlett off the left side. He bowls forward for about 6 yards against this Eagle defense, and in there on the stop was Jeremy Walters, along with Sean Stanley.
Nice evening here tonight. The Eldorado Eagles lost like last week to Johnson City. CZR won last week against Eldorado, so they're coming off a big high and Eldorado off a low. However, they're also on a high as this is their first home game of the season. Hope you all can make it out here and join us. Here comes Monty coming up, and it looks like they're going to have a slot left, and we're going to see what happens here. They fake it twice, and they give it to the slot man on the left-hand side, who turns out to be Number 17, Dancer doing a fine job. Here comes the big man, John Straub, as he marches his way up to the line, and the Eagles set up in their defense. It looks like they're going to have slot left, split right. The two split ends. Big Gilbert sitting here facing us. They got motion in the backfield. Here we go. He's going to go back to throw it. Monty deep to the left end, up, no good. Nice coverage here by Sean Stanley. Stanley was all over Jarrett Janello.
Kind of like Bramlett, and back to receive is Jimmy McCarty along with Ben Clore.
This is something that Eldorado has yet to see this year.
Bramlett, a high kick there. As Clore returns it, takes off the right side, cuts back left, has a blocker, makes his way to the sidelines. He has a wide open field as there he goes. One man to beat Janello, cuts it inside as he's finally drugged down at the 30-yard line by number 87. Chris, I was getting ready to say.
He's winded right now, and he's telling his team what to do. Something tells me he's not going to go to the air with it, as he is winded. And he goes up, and he's going to step up right underneath.
50-yard return on that one.
Mr. DeBose, and here we go. Clore stands up. The whistle blows, and here we go. It looks like they're going to have a T formation in the backfield. They raise their arms to get the right positioning. Here comes Clore. Clore going to hand it to the halfback, Jimmy McCarty. McCarty's going to take it a few yards to the right. I say a few, but about 5.
The linemen, and they give them a push, like to show them which direction to go, which slant way, and which area they want them to go. As here comes Clore to the line of scrimmage, straight T in the backfield as Bearcats almost jump off sides as they give it to Sean Stanley off the left side, still on his feet as he still bowling forward and picks up first down. Chris
Stanley did a good job of keeping it. What have you got? Heck, I don't know.
86.
Here comes Ben Clore. Ben Clore steps up to the line. They're in T formation once again. Gives it to his fullback, Jeremy Walters, and he gets drilled in the backfield hard as they'll lose about 3 yards on that one. Man, David Young, the center, he's a junior, 6'1", 225 pounds. Clore steps up to the line, gets up underneath David Young, and here we go. He looks like he's going to pass. He takes to the right-hand side. He barely gets away, was able to throw the football, which was a good job there by Clore because he doesn't want to get taxed.
To march for another first down as they have two backs in the backfield consisting of McCarty and Walters as Clore under center, drops back, gives to Walters up the middle as he bulls forward for about 5 yards short of the first down.
Positioning or not, it looks like they're going to go for it. So here we go. Here comes Clore. It looks like they're going to have slot right, split left with 2 men in the backfield. Here we go. Here comes Clore. He takes the pass. Ooh, wow. And he gets drilled, and it's a fumble. However, Walters picks the ball up. He's going to go 5, 6 yards. Not enough for a first down, but a nice job by Walters. Seeing how that was the 4th down, we'll go the other way with it as CZR will take over.
Yeah, Chris, that's just Cats having 85 yards to march down the field for a touchdown as Danny Monty, the returning starter for Christopher Bearcats, comes to the line of scrimmage with a wishbone backfield in as he turns and gives to Bramlett off the right side, still on his feet, marches forward for about 3 yards.
With the initial hit coming in will be maybe of the Harrisburg football game. They're battling DuQuoin tonight, and that's going to be a tough matchup for Harrisburg if they want to pull this one off. Stepping up to the line now will be Danny Monty. Monty gives it to the fullback in the backfield over to number 23, Mike Bramlett, the halfback. Sorry.
Just under 5 minutes, Chris, to play as we don't have a score yet as it's now 3rd down and 3 for the Bearcats. Danny Monty up to the line of scrimmage, wishbone backfield. Eagles in a 5-3 defense, and they're blitzing here as Monty breaks it left, one option, flips it to Janello off the left side. He has 1 man to beat, and he is gone, looks like, except he is there, tackled from behind there by number 32. Paul Seagraves there to save the day, Chris, as he'd have been gone if Paul Seagraves would have run him down.
Yeah, nice job there by Seagraves, as you said. Seagraves ran the man down, showed a nice attempt there.
For CZR.
So, CZR with a first down, plus a whole lot. It's going to be 1st and 10. The ball's going to be spotted on the 48. 4:39 left to go here in the first period. No scores of yet. Eldorado Eagle defense, the big dogs. We're going to have to slow these guys down. Here we come. They give it to the big fullback. He bowls his way 5 yards without even trying. It was two of the same letter. I thought it was 2 of the same number.
House would be a big man to bring down, Chris, as you're speaking of. How big is House?
Well, they ought to have him back there anyway.
Here comes Danny Monty. 2nd and 5 as Fletcher picked up 5 yards on that carry. Monty turns around and gives it to Mike Bramlett off the right side. He bowls forward for another Bearcat first down.
Eldorado Hopefully Eldorado will try to get a little orange on their helmets after this game. Here we go. The Eagle defense lines up. They got a 4-man front, 4 in the middle and 3 in the backfield. Here we go. Here comes Monty. Monty setting up. It looks like he's going to pass. He looks to the right-hand side. He wings it in the air. Not much of a look, and almost an interception. No. Pass is incomplete. Ben Clore all over that one. If he could have tucked high. Ben Clore's is now 2nd and 10 for the Bearcats with just 3:36 left here in the first quarter. No score. Here come the Bearcats offensive line marching up to the line. Split left with Chris Mariano off to the left side. One back in the backfield, him being Mike Fletcher, as Danny Monty has motion to the right with Mike Bramlett. He gives it to the left side to Janello, who breaks up the middle. One man to beat, Ben Clore, as he comes over the top of him, and Ben Clore with a good high head tackle as he almost rips his head off there. Clore just kind of like jumped on him piggyback style, only he was going probably 30 miles an hour, knocks him down hard, but it's still the first down. The big Eagles are just going to have, the big birds, I guess, is going to have to slow this team down as the Bearcats step up to the line. All right, well, walking up, going to be hiking the ball is going to be John Straub. Here comes Monty up behind him. Here we go. It's the handoff, and it looks like running with a football is going to be.
Loss on the play,
second and 10. I thought that'd be 3rd and 10. Well, maybe, no, that isn't. They just not got that first down. My fault. Here comes Danny Monty. Wishbone backfield. Turns and gives it to Mike Brown off the right side. He breaks free into the secondary before he's brought down there by McCarty along with number 80.
6'4", 470-pounder right in. Here we go. It's the hike, and it goes over to number 40, Jared Janello. And Janello gets down to about six yards or so, and that'll make it 2nd and 4 with a little over 2 minutes left to go in the first period. We're still at 0-0.
Bob DeBose, Chris, is the man. The initial hit there on Janello. 1:55 left here in the first quarter, and the Bearcats are threatening with as the ball is on the 8-yard line. As here comes Danny Monty at the line of scrimmage. Wishbone backfield. Turns, gives it to Janello in the backfield, but he is just hammered by number 21 Walters.
As Straub will hike his way up to the line.
That guy's hurt.
About the 11-yard line.
He's feeling, he's wobbling on the field, but coach is going to keep him in. Here comes Monty. Monty's going to hike the ball, gets it over to his, it's a left pitch to the left-hand side, and
option left
down is going to be Sean Stanley, and we got a flag on the field.
So, Chris,
like a little movement there in the backfield.
Good idea there by the Bearcats, but, I mean, Bearcats, so that makes it 3rd and about 15, Chris, 17. 3rd and 17, 1 minute left in the first quarter, as here come the Christopher Bearcats against this tough Eagle defense, and the Eagles getting some breaks here late in this first quarter.
The Eagles do get another break.
As here come the Bearcats, wishbone backfield. Monty turns and gives it to Mike Bremen off the right side. He gets to the outside. McCarty's the only man he has to beat as he gets in for the touchdown. 20-yard touchdown run by Mike Bramlett. So everything's going right there for the Eagles, and then on one play, it's all over.
So Mike Bramlett there taking it in 20 yards for the first time. That guy just absolutely screamed his lungs out. I'll tell you what, he's talking so loud into that microphone, it's hitting the drums downstairs. Let's see, right now we're getting a little bit of feedback there. Sorry about that. Going up, they fake the field goal, and it looks like he's going to go in for the extra point. So a nice job there done by CZR. CZR's Danny Monty goes in for the 2. So Danny Monty goes in for the other 2, and he gets his name on the billboard. And we'll take going the first period, and kicking the ball off will be CZR. Let's see who's going to be kicking it off here. It looks like number 32 will be John Gaddis, fullback and the kicker. He goes up, and it's going to be a fake punt, onside punt, or onside kick, and it looks like it's going to be rolling on the ground. Who's going to pick up the football? It looks like it's going to be Eldorado.
Eldorado Eagles, as Ben Clore marches his club to the line of scrimmage for the beginning of the second quarter here. Ben Clore turns and gives it to John Stanley off the left side. And Stanley. McCarty, that was the ball carrier. Good fake there by Clore.
Down by.
You're 6'2", 280 pounds. Looks like they're going to have a split, or a slot right, that is. And it looks like what Clore might do, he might fake the pass, get a handoff there in the backfield. We're going to see, it looks like we had some line jumping there on the Eagles. No Eagles.
Here comes Ben Clore to the line of scrimmage. Just above 11 minutes left here in the first half as Clore comes to the line. drops back to pass. He has a lot of pressure, throws it. A wild pass there as Clore is really hammered there by number 36 of the Bearcats.
At all to think about what he wanted to do. Not a really good job done there by the Eagle line as CCR broke it pretty quick and nailed Clore. Luckily, Clore got it off, and it looks like we're going to have a punting attempt here by Jeremy Walters. He gets back in the backfield with 11:08 left to go here in the second period. Here we go, a hike back to Jeremy, and he boots it, a pretty good boot. Here goes about 35-40 yards, and it's caught.
As Monty comes to the line of scrimmage, straight eye in the backfield as he turns and gives to Janello right up the middle, and he's brought down by number 54 along with another slew of Eagles.
Time. You're listening to Eldorado football right here on your star station, 102.3 WEBQ. Walking his way up will be the big man, House, as he'll be hiking the football over to Monty. Monty makes a quick pitch to the left-hand side on over to Mike Fletcher.
I think one of the Bearcats thought it was a late hit and said something, and one of the Eagles players might have smarted back to the referee and the Bearcat player, and that just got him a 15-yard penalty as Monty turns and gives it to Mike Bramlett, who's tripped up at the line of scrimmage and only gains about 2 yards there, as he did lunge forward and get about 2 or 3 there. So
trips, but also picks up back.
And from the CCR side, that's kind of a sad thing to have happen. He almost had a clear end to look like. 8-0 is our score. 9:17 left to go here in the second. And here comes Straub up to the line, followed by Monty. Here comes Monty, ducks up underneath there, and he's going to give it to one of his halfbacks, number 40, Jared Janello. The 5 foot. Have a good time out here. Food going on. The band's getting ready to set up and do their thing at halftime. Band director always doing a fine job every year. Marching his way up will be Monty. He's going to be over Straub, and here we go. It's going to be slot left. He gives it a pitch to the backfield, Mike Bramlett, as Bramlett picks up no yards at all. He gets hammered in with the initial as Eldorado prepares to go for another defensive battle against this CCR team. Been pretty much nose-to-nose all night, except there at the end of the first, and it's now 8-0.
8:20 left here in the first half as Danny Monty comes up. Double split left and right as Monty drops back to throw the ball. He goes to the air, has one man open. That's good, and Gilbert makes an excellent catch there. That should have been offensive pass interference, I thought, because it looks like he pushed off there off Clore. That's a pretty poor call on my part. I think it was.
It looked close. I don't know. The referees were running downfield when it happened. Maybe they didn't get a full.
It looked like to me that Gilbert just flat out pushed off the floor to catch the ball, and that's totally illegal. That's offensive pass interference. So back here, Chris, as that was going to bring up 4th down if they didn't get that first down, but just a terrible call on the referee's behalf there. As just basically you could just see, Chris, that Gilbert just pushed Ben Clore about 5 yards back, then went up and caught the ball. So it's a pretty poor call there.
Walking up will be Straub. Straub going to be huddled over by Monty. It looks like it's going to be slot right. And here we go. Monty with a hike. He's going to give it to his fullback. Fullback Jared Janello, or the halfback, or he was in the fullback position. Janello picks up about maybe half a yard, if that. And it's going to be, ooh, it looks like he picked up 4 yards instead. It didn't look like he moved it that far.
2nd and 6. Danny Monty once again to lead this Bearcat club. John Kretz, the coach for the CCR Bearcats, can't be too disappointed so far as Monty turns and gives it to 23 Mike Bramlett off the right side as he brought down by 3rd down and 2 for the Bearcats. 7:15 left here in the first half as Danny Monty marches to the line of scrimmage for the Bearcats.
Here we go. Monty's going to be over Straub, and it looks like we're going to have an official timeout. Straub and Monty, they're going to lead the team up to the line. Got a 3-man backfield. Here we go. Monty, what's he going to do? He gives it to his fullback as he runs in, and it looks like it's going to be a touchdown, and it is. Touchdown here, looks like by Mike Bramlett, if I'm correct. Not for sure about that one. He was the man that I saw come off the ball. The announcer here is not even sure about it. So I think we're going to give it to Bramlett. Pretty sure it was Bramlett, so that'll be 6 points there for Bramlett, making it a score of 14-0 right now. CZR leads the Eldorado Eagles. Mike Bramlett, if that was his touchdown, that'll be his second touchdown of the evening. The last 2 points came from Danny Monty. We're going to have to see what they're going to do. Looks like they're going to go for it again. Going to go for the 2-point conversion.
They are going for the 2-point conversion again as Monty turns it, flips it out to Janello on the option, and he's in easy, Chris.
Janello.
Eagles just have no idea what's going on that option play, Chris, and as the Eagles fall now 16-0, the 6:54 mark, and Coach Carl Justice can't be pleased with this Eagle defense, Chris.
Exactly, Joe, and I'm sure they're going to hear it going in the second quarter.
That's enough time for the Eagles have the ball and one more possession for the Bearcats, and the way the Bearcats are moving the ball down the field, Chris, that looks like 8 more points for the Bearcats. Let's go Eagles defense.
Let's go Eagles. I know the coach will do it for them. Here we go. Looks like going to be kicking off the ball here for CZR. He lines up along the backfield, and they look like they've got it together. Returning, of course, is going to be Stanley, and it's onside kick, and luckily Eldorado dives on it after hitting another player.
I want to know what this business is of onside kicking every time. I mean, they're already winning 16-0. That's a 16-point lead. He's onside kicking. That just doesn't make any sense at all to me. As Ben Clore comes up the line of scrimmage out of the straight tee, turns and gives it to Jimmy McCarty in the backfield as he's thrown for about a 5-yard loss there. The first man to hit was number 35. Tony Chauvin, big up.
The ends are looking impatient. Maybe a pass. Here comes Clore. Clore's going to come at him. Gets no fake at all. Gives it to, it looks like,
Walters straight up.
Jeremy.
Look a little baffled this week against this Bearcat defense as Ben Clore drops back in the pocket to throw. Goes deep to Walters. He has Walters wide open. Picked off in the backfield. The man picked it off was Janello there. So Janello. Interception there.
The Janello jiggler. He does a little jiggle movement there. Way down deep. Wow. Nice interception, though. Once again, the passing attempt by Clore fails as he threw an interception last week also and had 2 almost picked off then and almost another one picked off tonight. So already he's got 2 interceptions on the season in only 2 games. And with 5:20 left to go here in period 2, here comes CZR. Here comes Monty. Monty's going to be over Straub. He bends down, gives it to, it looks like,
Janello there.
Jared Janello. I wonder if Carl Justice before the game, kind of like in the movie Hoosiers, asked the defensive man, what flavor is Janello? What flavor of Jello is Janello? Right now, they're not going to know at halftime.
Because they're not getting a very good grab on him, Chris. Is Janello racking up the yardage here with 4:45 left in the first half, and the Bearcats could score again here, Chris, if they keep on marching the ball down the field like they have been doing. Eagles defense needs to get everything in line as the whistle is blown before the play starts.
Here comes Christopher. They're going to march their way back up the field with 2nd and 7 yards to go. 16-0 is our score, and here we go. Here comes Monty. It's going to be a
2nd and 12 here.
Here we go. They give it to one of their big men backfield, Jared Janello again. And Janello unable to pick up too much.
Number 34, Chris, there on the tackle for the Eagles. Jimmy McCarty along with Sean Stanley. So, just about 4 minutes left here, Chris, in the first half, and the Eagles defense playing a little bit better now as they have a 3rd down at 12. They've held the Bearcats now to negative yards here on this play as here come the Bearcats up to the line of scrimmage, 3rd and 11. As Monty's going to pass the ball, I have a feeling this time, as he drops back, and he's sacked in the backfield by Jeremy Walters along with number 71, Jason Malone.
But he's even on special teams. Here we go. It's going to be the punt. A high kick here by Bramlett. And here comes Jim McCarty. McCarty through the line. He's still going, folks. He's got one man to beat, unable to do it, and he gets to the 25-yard line.
Number 23.
Teams and different things, they don't get any breaks. So the halftime, I'm sure, and in between quarters and timeouts, they're looking forward to going.
Here comes Ben Clore to the line of scrimmage, motion left, and Jeremy Walters. Clore turns back, pitches left too. Jimmy McCarty's trying to get outside, cuts it back to the inside, still on his feet, picks up about 3 yards in a very odd play there, Chris.
David Young, that is. Young will be hiking the football. It's going to be a hike the football, and it looks like they're going to get it inside here to Jimmy McCarty, who runs with a football.
Situation, but it would be more nice to see that ball go into the end zone and put 6 points on the board on the home side being the Eagles. Here comes Ben Clore up the line. turns, fakes it, under pressure, dips it out to Jimmy Walters in the flats, cuts it back inside, still on his feet, still moving. Good play there by Jimmy Walters. As Walters a few nice cuts and picked up a first down, and it's now 1st and 8 for the Eagles.
All right, and stepping up to the line here is going to be Clore. And we're going to get to see what they do. They got a T backfield. It's a quick pitch to the left-hand side with McCarty getting the football. McCarty getting drugged down hard here by CZR. And John House, or Joe House that is, brings him down. The Eagles are going to do it. They're going to have to do it now.
Chris, I'm pretty optimistic about this play. I don't know. I don't really know what the Eagles, Coach Carl Justice, should be saying to his fellow Eagles. They've been doing a nice job there, but marching the ball up the field. The quick pitches aren't working tonight as they did against Johnson City because the Bearcats defense is just shutting that area of the field down. So maybe up the middle, Chris, could be a positive note. Give it to Walters up the middle and see what happens.
Hopefully, we're just going to have to wait and see, as it is 2nd down with 10 yards to go. But really, the yardage really doesn't make much difference here because you know they're not going to get over 2 plays in 59 seconds unless they get it out of bounds. Coach Carl Justice takes his time coming off of this multicolored green field, and up to the line goes the Eldorado Eagles. Floor is going to be over David Young, and here we go. Clore is going to give it to, it's a fake to Walters, and Clore is going to try to take it in himself, and he's right on the line. If he didn't score the touchdown, wow, about another 1 yard, and he would have had it, and it looks like he's down. Not good for, it's in the 2nd period. 16-8 is our, or 16-0 is our score. And Eldorado almost is just going to have to score here if they want a good halftime.
Coming up at a halftime, we got a recap of the first half highlights, and then maybe we'll go back to the studio and get a look at the weather. Maybe an update on the Harrisburg-DuQuoin score if Charlie Conwell can do that for us. As Ben Clore comes up the line, gives to Jeremy Walters up the middle. Touchdown, Eagles! Touchdown, Eagles! Time's coming up. It looks like they're probably going to be kicking through, Chris. We'll have to wait and see. Could be a fake, maybe not. What do you think?
Well, it looks like Walters is going to try to kick the football. I don't know how accurate he is with that kick. I know he can kick it pretty far. But we're just going to have to wait and see. It looks like Clore's on the ground. Going to give it to Young. Young on the ground. It is going to be a fake. Walters is going to try to throw the ball, and he throws it. And a complete pass. Wow. What a stupendous catch with Sean Stanley. Another poor call.
Stanley ruled incomplete.
Holy cow, what happened there, Joe?
These referees are terrible. That's all.
From the stands?
The fans do not like this at all. As it looked like to me.
Go. Score here is 16-6. And Walters going up. He's going to boot the ball. Wow, takes some huge strides. A nice kick here by Walters. Gets it down to about the 20. And receiving the football here will be Garrett Janello. As Janello will get up to about the 35-yard line. So a nice run back there by Janello. Also, the Eagles flocked in. 35 seconds left to go here as the clock runs down. They better watch this CZR team. They're liable to gun the football and get a quick score here before the half, Joe. You never know.
This CZR team is very explosive. You have to watch them. They could do something serious here. Just 20 seconds left. Here comes Danny Monty. Wishbone backfield here for the Bearcats. Here comes Monty. Goes down to his knees. There's a flag on the play. We'll have to wait and see what the call. 9 seconds left. They're going to let the clock run out, and that's going to be in the end of the first half here. Halftime score, Chris, as the clock runs out. 16-6 here in favor of Christopher Ziegler-Royalton.